guys, welcome to another video, and today we have got the first real episode of Ask Hippo. Obviously last episode we were just answering some frequently asked questions, and then obviously I asked you guys to leave some questions down in the comment section down below, and you guys did it in storm, and we have got plenty of questions to answer in this video. Make sure if your question doesn't get answered in this video to leave a comment down below, and I shall answer it in next Saturday's episode of Ask Hippo. But anyway, let's get into episode 2 of Ask Hippo. Okay, so the first question in comes from Ghost Spider KGS. Don't worry, like English isn't his first language, that's why it's not on point, but we can still understand what he means, and he's asking me what my favourite car is. Recently, I had a change of thought, so if you asked me last week, probably would have said a Beamer. But I saw this R32 on the motorway. Or, no, I think it was an R32 on the motorway, and I've been seeing it for a few weeks now. As my coach drives up to the motorway, I've been seeing it fly past. It's a bright white one, and then I just started searching up R32s and R33s, and I'm in love with the R33 and R32. Such beautiful cars. I don't get how you can't like them. So to answer that question, it would have to be between an R33 or an R32, but I don't know. I couldn't pick between the two. It's definitely one of the two. So yeah, R32 or R33. I don't think I could pick. Okay, so the second question comes from Roger Fisher. He's asking me what my top 5 racing games, my top 5 favourite racing games are, and what was the first ever racing game I played. So I'm actually going to have to put a bit of thinking into this. The first ever racing game I played was Hot Pursuit 2. The first racing game I literally adored was Underground 1. Just to clear that for you. But my top 5 racing games of all time, whew, I mean, I could pick 5 in no order, but I don't think I could pick my top 5. I would definitely say Underground 2 is at the top of the list, followed shortly by Underground 1. Third, maybe Burnout Paradise. Burnout Paradise was a lot of fun. A bit burnt out on it now though. Fourth, well obviously no particular order, but fourth one I would say Most Wanted 2005. And then for my last one, I don't know really. There's so many, that's the problem here. There's so many games I've played, in racing games especially. I would have to say for the fifth one, Gran Turismo 4. I never played much of it. Well, I did. I never really played it as much as GT5 and GT6, but when I did play it, like twice or 3 times a year, I would play it for days and days and days. Because basically the story is, I had a PS2 around my grandma's house, and I used to go around her house and play the PS2. And we only used to go like 3 or 4 times a year, but when we did, that's all we used to do is just play Gran Turismo 4. So I would say Gran Turismo 4 is in my 5th spot. To be honest, all the games I mentioned they're not really in order. If I had to pick the 2 favourites out of all of them, it would be in order. I would say it's Underground 2, Underground 1, Most Wanted 2005, GT4, then Burnout Paradise. I think that's my top 4 in that order. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Then the first ever racing game I played was Hot Pursuit 2, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, that is. The next one is from Chip NFS, and he's asking me why I like racing games. And he's obviously saying that he thinks racing games are the best genre. So why do I like racing games? I don't really know. I guess I like how it's all high speed, loads of action. You know, when you're playing some shooters or even like some puzzle games, well, puzzle games especially, you know, everything's kind of a bit slow paced. But you never get a slow paced racing game. Racing games are always high octane, always high paced. Usually, you know, especially back when I was really in the midst of it, there used to be loads of customization. You know, you can make a car feel and look like how you wanted it to. Even to this day, you know, in Horizon 2, in The Crew, that kind of fact is coming back. So I really like how you can kind of make a car feel like your own, and then when you are finished making your own car, you can go into high octane, fast paced races. You know, with either AI or multiplayer, real life opponents. I don't know, I like the diversity, and I like how everything's fast paced and always moving in racing games. And I think, I don't know, ever since a little kid I've always had an emotional attachment to racing games, and I think that's still present to this day. The next question is from Aston Boy, and he's asking me if I like the Assassin's Creed series and if I've ever played an Assassin's Creed game. Now, funnily enough, on the forum, we were literally just talking about this. But no, I've never played an Assassin's Creed game in my life. I had Brotherhood on my Mac, but it wouldn't run, so I never really played it. But yeah, like, the Assassin's Creed series has always been one of those series which I see at E3 and think, this isn't my thing. Like, I just, no. Like, I know all the names. There's like there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think. Then there's Black Flag, Brotherhood, Unity. I don't know. I know all the names, but I just never played one. I don't know. It's just not my type of thing. I rather play, you know, Halo, Far Cry, Need for Speed, you know, something across those lines instead of playing an Assassin's Creed game. Just not my thing, but I mean, I've heard good and bad things about the series. Maybe further down the line, if I see it in a used game section, I may go pick it up. But as of now, I don't have any, you know, inspiration to go play Assassin's Creed. I don't have any need to play Assassin's Creed at the moment. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Okay, so question number 5 is from Magnificent Media, otherwise known as Martin from the podcast, and he's asking me, other than Halo, what is your favourite shooter from the action-adventure franchise? To be honest, there's not really many of the shooters I play. I mean, I played Battlefield, I played COD, obviously. I've played Arma. I've played quite a lot of shooters. If we're counting third person as well, I would probably have to say Uncharted was pretty good. GTA, obviously GTA 4 is amazing, and GTA 5 to certain characteristics is as well. To be honest, other than Halo, honestly, I would probably say Far Cry. I think Far Cry, is just something about the single player in Far Cry which just makes me come back for more every time. Maybe COD. I mean, I haven't got Advanced Warfare, but I really did like the old CODs. I would say Far Cry wins it for me. If we're going third person as well, I would say GTA. Especially the older GTAs, more specifically. GTA 5 is good, but it's not as good as the older ones. But if we're going for an overall winner, definitely Far Cry, I think. Maybe even Star Wars Battlefront. Like, there's so many shooters that I enjoy. So to nail it down to a few honourable mentions, I would have to say it's definitely between Far Cry, the Battlefront series, and there's something I'm missing out. I know there is, because I can just tell on the tip of my tongue there's something I'm missing here. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say Far Cry takes the win for this one. If other than Halo, obviously Halo is my favourite, but if I had to pick one other one, it would definitely be Far Cry. Okay, the next question is from Craptastic Jack. I want to take this second just to say something. If you leave a question like, do you like Darude Sandstorm? I'm just not going to answer it. So don't leave them. It's pointless. I'll just say that's not a question or something in the comments. So I'm only really answering serious questions. This one is from Craptastic Jack, and he's asking me whether if I'm going to get the crew on PC. Now, basically, I was going to get it on PS4, but I simply don't have the money to get it on PS4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-order the game on PC, and the PC will be my primary console on launch, or my primary gaming platform on launch for the crew. And then I'm going to get the crew for PS4. Probably somewhere down the line, but yeah, that's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna get it on launch for PC, definitely, and I'm hoping to play with you guys as well. But I simply cannot afford the Xbox One or PS4 version, so I'm gonna be getting it on PC at launch, and then an Xbox One and PS4 later down the line. So yeah, that's what's going down. Okay, the next question is from the Speedway Gamer, and he's asking if I pray to Shrek. No, joking. He's actually asking me who my favourite YouTuber is, and I was thinking about this, and I would have to cut it down to 2. It's either Just Rain. He's kind of he's a vlogger and a comedian guy. He's very weird. I guess you have to be Indian to understand his jokes. Yeah, he's a very Indian related YouTuber. I guess he kind of targets. It's so hard to explain. You have to watch his content to understand. But yeah, Just Rain for one, and then Car Throttle. I've only just seen them, but they are the funniest channel around. Especially on top of that, they actually are so relatable. Like they have a review on the 886 from Initial D. That's so relatable. They have these readers' reviews sort of thing, where people talk about their own cars. I saw an EK9 on there. I saw, you know, an Integra on there. Just a great channel overall. If you like cars, this is the YouTube Top Gear equivalent, and it's definitely worth a sub. So yeah, Car Throttle and Just Rain. That's it. The next question is from Urban Daz, and the question is, will you ever play big rigs? To simply answer this question, I will never play big rigs. Okay, I guess I kind of answered this question already, but Joshua Boss is asking what is my favourite racing game of all time. Underground 2. I didn't really mention it earlier on, I kind of just mentioned my top 5. But yeah, my favourite racing game of all time is Underground 2. And to be honest, from what I've played of the crew, it may be taken over very, very soon. But yeah, my favourite racing game of all time is definitely Need for Speed Underground 2. Okay, the next question is from Blue KY, and he's asking me where I am from and where do I live, and if I like cheeseburgers or not. Where am I from? I'm from Wolverhampton, England. It's a little kind of small city in England, towards the middle of England. Next to Birmingham, if you know where that is. So yeah, I live there. I'm not actually going to tell you my address because that would be pretty weird. And do I like cheeseburgers? If I have a burger, to be honest, it has to have a bit more substance to it than just one beef patty. So, you know, gonna whack some bacon on, maybe gonna whack, you know, some other type of meat, you know, a bit of barbecue sauce, maybe ketchup if I feel like it, some lettuce, obviously, the standard, you know, kind of stuff, maybe a bit of mustard. But do I generally like cheeseburgers? Yeah, I say I like burgers generally, cheeseburgers generally. But yeah, you definitely gotta whack some bacon on, or, you know, just put something else on to give it a bit more, you know, bam. But yeah, I do indeed like them. The next question is from Nathan GGG Steels, and he's asking me whether I prefer the Xbox One or the PS4. To be honest, I don't really have a preference between either. I play, you know, whatever games are on the other. So if Halo is only on the Xbox, I'll play Halo on the Xbox. But I don't really have a preference between the two. What I will say recently is I've been playing a lot more on my Xbox One. PS4 is starting to get a bit dusty, so I really do need to get some games for it. But I don't really have a preference. If you're gonna say, you know, what do I play more on, definitely the Xbox One. But I don't have a preference between the two. I just play what I play, to be honest, and see how it goes. But yeah, I don't have a preference. I play between the two. And the last question from MC Oliver Smith: what game are you most hyped for? Now, this is a bit late considering Hype Week has just literally gone past. But overall for the gaming season, I was most hyped for Halo Master Chief Collection. The matchmaking doesn't work on that game, sadly, but yeah, that was the game I'm most hyped for. But from now on out, the only game I'm really looking forward to is The Crew. So I guess at the moment, the game I'm most hyped for is The Crew. But if you were to ask me this like a couple months ago before all the games released, I would definitely say Halo. And I still think Halo to this day is one of those games that I'm just never going to put down because it's so good. But yeah, that was the second episode of Ask Hippo, guys. If you had a question which wasn't answered in this video, or maybe you asked a question for this video, and you were actually in the video, but you want to ask another question, go for it. I want as many people to ask me questions, no matter how many times you've asked me questions, or how many times you want to ask me questions. If you have got a question, and you want to ask me it, leave it in the comments down below, even if you did ask me one for this video. Let's try, you know, break 12 questions for next episode, and you know, hopefully we will. I mean, it's up to you guys, but yeah, make sure to leave a comment down below for the next episode of Ask Hippo next Saturday, and I shall see you in the next video. I am going to be streaming tonight, guys, so make sure to go follow my Twitter and my Twitch to find out when I am streaming, most likely 8:30, but I shall see you later, guys. Peace.